Hey Manny, here's your car. What I did in here in the hinges, I got in the backside and took off some material to allow the hinge plate to go forward a couple more millimeters on both of those. But it wasn't needed actually, but we have the adjustability now in those to do it. As I said earlier, the left and the right quarter are different stampings. They have different shapes to them, which I noticed many months ago. But you can see here where the door was hitting by the scratch marks, but it no longer hits. But the gap is, and it's very difficult for the camera to render this, the black. But what I was able to do is I removed the hold down sheet metal screws and it allowed this whole structure here to flex a little bit, to go back where it needs to go. It's very strange. I mean, just the act of a little rubber mallet here and there, just that kind of tapping movement will render a change in this whole thing. Now I did have to cut some of this because this top part was sticking out too much, causing the door not even to shut. In the worst case scenario, I might have to slice this and then move the whole B-pillar assembly skin, quarter panel skin back a little bit to give it good gaps, because the gaps are not yet established. We still have too much, you know, no gap here at all. So the door is going to either have to go forward or the quarter is going to have to be adjusted. Now there's some doctrinal things here that are non-negotiable, that really matters. You can see here the end of the rocker is lined up with the wheelhouse, which the actual quarter panel has its established width. That's a known parameter. That measurement won't change. So we have it lined up properly here, which is good. That's where it needs to be, of course. Over here at the rocker, the front of the rocker, it's lined up with the front of the door. Now, when you were here Sunday, it was not lined up in front of the door. The adjustments I did to the inner plates on the hinges caused it to become aligned so I can move it forward. Okay? Now, I measured all the measurements, possible measurements on the door, and they both match, the left and the right door. So it's in the quarter. The issue is in the quarter panel. So there's still some work that needs to happen on this that doesn't need to happen on the other one. You know, things like this I'm going to have to readjust and pull that in, re-weld the camera. I'm sorry, the camera's not focusing very well. I'm going to put my finger there, it might help. Is it helping? Oh well. Anyways, you can come over and look at all this tomorrow or Friday, that's fine. So the door does shut, but the gaps are not where they need to be on this one, but on the passenger door, the gap is good with no work. We did nothing to it. It just lined up, which is really good. So anyways, Manny, that's a nutshell of your car. You know, a snapshot, so to speak, of what's going on. I want to get this straight and get this lined up properly before I weld anything together. I just have to do that. And we have solution here in the hinges, which is good. A little bit more solution there. We'll talk about it Thursday or Friday when you come over. Thanks, Manny. Bye-bye.